out in the field and you're noticing something's a little different on your corn leaves and you think, you know, this might be a disease. Maybe I saw it on Ag PhD one time. I wish I had Ag PhD with me out in the field. And you know, I think my university was talking about some different disease that was happening in our area. I wish I had those guys with me. Well, guess what? You can have both of them with you right now.
Well, over the last year, we've been working with the American Phytopathological Society in developing a new app that you can use on your farm. It's called the Ag PhD Corn Diseases app, or the Corn Field Guide app. And in that app, you can look at all these different diseases and the types of diseases that your corn may be affected by this coming season.
The tricky thing when we see a corn disease show up is, well, we don't have it every year. So I'm not exactly sure. Is this gray leaf spot? Is it Goss's wilt? Is it something totally different? I'm not sure. So it's helpful if you've got a picture that you can compare to see, oh, does it look like this or does it look like this? That's a good thing. Then management comes into play of, okay, now I suspect I have gray leaf spot. What are the management options? And being able to see, hey, a foliar fungicide works pretty good on this problem, but a foliar fungicide is not effective at all on another problem like Goss's wilt, for example, is pretty good when you're out in the field. So you can start making some decisions of, I better call the aerial applicator to come in, or I better get my sprayer tuned up because I'm going to need to be out here as quickly as I can, those kinds of things. And then even towards the end of the season, you may be thinking, hey, I didn't notice that I had this problem out there, but look, I've got some gray leaf spot. How do I manage the residue? How do I manage my crop rotation? You can get some good ideas through this app as well.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting if you look over the last 20 years in agriculture. 20 years ago, almost no one was using fungicide in corn in the United States, and today a huge percentage of farmers are. Now, there are many reasons why this is. A lot of it just has to do with, hey, the price of commodities is much higher. And yes, I realize commodity prices aren't where they were 3-4 years ago, but still, we're talking $3 corn today as opposed to $1.50 or something like that 15-20 years ago. It's a big difference. In other words, you can afford to invest a few more dollars because every bushel you get just gains you that much more. The other big thing is everybody's talking about how do we reduce erosion? Well, how you reduce erosion is reducing tillage. Well, reducing tillage is great, but when you reduce tillage, you're going to have more diseases present. Not only that, but as our yields have just continued to climb and climb and climb, well, diseases might not have been the yield limiting factor on your farm years ago, but today they are, because as farmers, we've done a better job managing everything else from fertility to variety selection. We're doing a great job on the farm, but unfortunately, these diseases just feel like, to me, they continue to get worse each year, or at least continue to get to be more of an issue on a lot of farms that we need to address if we're going to make more money and have higher yields.
Well, Brian, all those things are true, but then you throw in weather, and this year some areas got more rainfall than they've seen in a number of years. And when you have those conditions where you have a lot of cloudy days and a lot of rainfall, many times we end up with more disease. So even if you take all the precautions possible, there could still be some pressure from disease out there. It's just nice to have a helpful, useful app like the Ag PhD Corn Disease Guide or Corn Field Guide right at your fingertips to help you when you're out in the field.
Well, another thing that's important if you want top yields is controlling our weed of the week. Can you identify this week's weed?